Another stretch of potentially record-breaking temperatures is on the way this week, followed by a big cooldown arriving at the perfect time. Plus, rain chances look to increase as we head into next week. I'm meteorologist Jake Lambright here with a no-hype weather update. And yes, those headlines might sound a bit over the top, but the data backs it up. Summer-like temperatures are returning to the ArkLaTex for the second time in less than 1 week. In fact, let's talk a little bit about it here. Our records that we tied and broke this past weekend on Saturday afternoon, we broke a record in Shreveport reaching 90 degrees. That broke a record of 89 set back in 1916. Then in Texarkana, we tied the previous record, which was 92 degrees. That record was set all the way in 1921. Last but not least, Longview coming in with a high temperature of 89 degrees. That broke their record of 87 set back in 1907. Now, this was last weekend, and as I mentioned, we've got more potentially record-tying or record-breaking temperatures on the way as we head later on into this week. And here's why. Our upper-level weather pattern here shows it all. We've got a ridge of high pressure that'll set up right over the south, impacting areas like Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, even back into Arkansas and Louisiana, bringing us those warmer temperatures, especially during the middle of next week. Now, what I just showed you there were our heights in the atmosphere, and we have higher heights. Those correlate with warmer temperatures or higher temperatures across the board. We kind of visualize that a little bit here in 3D. You'll notice there where that strong ridge of high pressure, that high pressure center is set up. You'll notice some higher heights over, again, the states I just mentioned, Texas, into Louisiana, Arkansas. As you can see, the slightly higher heights as opposed to areas just to our east, and temperatures are certainly going to reflect it. Here's a look at Wednesday afternoon, and I do think that this is running just a little too warm for Wednesday afternoon. We're likely looking at high temperatures there in the mid-80s, maybe upper 80s in a few spots. Thursday, I think, is going to be our warmest day. A lot of us seeing highs in the upper 80s, close to 90. Can't rule out a 90-degree reading or two across the ArkLaTex. Then as we get later on into Friday afternoon, temperatures a little bit cooler before we have that big push for a cool down as we head into this weekend. So here's what we've got for high temperatures. 86 Wednesday, 88 Thursday, and 88 or 85 on Friday. Temperatures during the overnight hours staying in the mid-60s, so still a little bit on the warmer side for this time of the year. Now, record watch. Again, so far, 86 is what we've got in the forecast for Wednesday. That's several degrees away from tying the record, let alone breaking it. So not really concerned or, watching for a potential record tie that day. But Thursday's the day that we've got the best chance at tying or breaking that record. We've got 88 in the forecast. 89 is the record set in 2020. So 1 degree away from tying that record, 2 degrees away from breaking it. Both very, very realistic and possible scenarios for us across the ArkLaTex. So again, tying or breaking that record Thursday is certainly a possibility. Now, afterwards, as we head to Friday, our next cold front moves through the ArkLaTex. And if you don't like that summer-like weather, especially this early on, this cold front is for you because it'll drop temperatures into the 70s for the weekend. And you'll really like what you see on Saturday once this cold front moves through. We're talking high temperatures right around 70 in the ArkLaTex, and then Sunday will warm up a little bit. High temperatures likely staying just below 80 degrees. Now, there is the chance for maybe a stray shower or two as this front moves through on Friday. Not expecting severe weather at this time, and really, most of us are going to stay dry. So I wouldn't expect rain for much of the area. We're talking maybe a 10 to 20% chance of rain at best. You may be wondering how things are looking as we go through the rest of March and into the start of April, temperature-wise, and when it comes to rain. Well, our temperature outlook showing a high confidence and above average temperatures continuing March 30th through April 5th. The good news is the pattern, though, changes during that same time frame, especially as we head toward the middle and latter part of next week. That's when I expect rain chances to start picking up across the ArkLaTex. You'll see the precipitation outlook showing at least a slight chance of above average amounts of precipitation across much of the four-state area during that same time. But if we expand it out a little bit further than that 2-week mark, looking April 4th through the 17th, so taking us through the first half of April, above average temperatures, no surprise here, expected to continue through Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, really through much of the United States during that time frame, but also this time around an above average amount of precipitation also possible during this same time frame. We've been dealing with ongoing drought, so we really need every drop of rain that we can get. This is hopeful, or these are some hopeful signals that we're seeing as we head through at least the first half of April. Of course, with it being April, our prime severe weather season, we'll have to watch closely, see if we have any storm threats. Right now, of course, it's way too early to really get into the weeds of that. So we'll be watching it, but for now, no big cause for concern. Here's a quick look at the drought monitor. Not much change week to week. I know this past week's update that came out on Thursday accounted for some rain that wasn't accounted in the previous week's update, but we really didn't see much as far as changes in the drought monitor. Just a little bit of the severe level drought, or that darker orange, get removed across our coverage area. But kind of zooming things out a little bit further, you'll notice lots of southern Texas dealing with extreme drought, even parts of Texas closer to the Mexico border dealing with exceptional drought. That's level 4 out of 4 on the drought monitor scale. Much of the state of Florida covered in level 3 extreme drought, and even parts of southern Georgia starting to see exceptional or that level 4 out of 4 drought take shape. Arkansas, another state dealing with significant drought conditions, and then some lower end drought conditions scattered across the entire United States. All right, let's take a look here at your First Alert 7-day forecast this year for the Shreveport-Bossier Metro. And you'll notice, again, Tuesday looking nice, lower 80s, but we're back mid-80s, upper 80s Wednesday through Friday. That bigger cool down comes on Saturday. High temperatures right around 70 degrees, near 80 for Sunday. So warming up quickly, and then highs will be back into the mid-80s as we start Monday of next week. And I am expecting 80s throughout much of next week. So we've got a very warm next 7 days ahead of us. Not much in the way of rain relief. Maybe some low-end rain chances, a stray shower or two on Friday. Most of us staying dry, but those rain chances really starting to increase toward the middle and latter part of next week, and likely continuing off and on into the month of April. Don't forget to follow us here on social media and, of course, our YouTube channel. You can always find the latest forecasts on our streaming platforms, ksla.com. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll have another forecast update for you right back here tomorrow afternoon.